Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Angela. And I just did, oh my god, it's been a day already. A VR2 Candy Soul and Soil. And I was boasting that I had 10 decks plus one. And then I forgot one of the decks that was sitting here in front of me. I didn't realize I didn't put it in there until after the video. But it's just a quick video. I'm adding in this deck. So technically in that video I did do 10 decks. This deck is fairly new to me. And one of the reasons, and I made a pouch for it, and it says Dream here. One of the reasons that it would be in my Curiosity cabinet, first of all, it's a French deck. It is the Cartes Divinatoires d'Allegria by Alcide Nathaniel. Love this deck. As soon as I saw this, it's just a few cards, and I don't know who. Editions Arcana is, I think, who published it. Arcana something there. But I got this off the French website. Not many cards, but the reason I chose this deck as one of my, because Candy Soul and Soil did a video. If you had a Curiosity cabinet, what would be in it? What decks would be in it? And to me, when I hear Curiosity cabinet, I think of, I think it's the 4th season of American Horror Story. It's Carnival, where there's odd things, there's strange things. Some things you look at and you're like, is my brain registering what this really is? Like eyeballs in a jar and stuff like that. That, or some weird carnival, bearded lady, like weird things that you normally wouldn't see day to day. This deck doesn't look like that, but I've had so many dreams. I did not know about this deck till recently. I just bought it recently. I was watching a video of, oh my god, I can't remember her name. I will put it below. I saw a video of someone using this deck, and I'm like, where did you get that? And they told me it was a French deck on the French Amazon. It was still available. I immediately bought the deck because some of these images, a lot of these images in this deck, are from dreams I've had. And anything that I can tie back to a dream I've had, mind-blowing for me. Especially a dream I had several years prior to ever seeing this deck. Which I found interesting. But I did not realize when I got this deck is a deck, just images on here, and it has the numbers at the top. But it also has in the book what occupation you would have in a past life. And I was like, that just added a whole other layer to this deck that makes it unique, but an oddity as well. And I haven't found any of the photos yet. Have not come across any of the photos yet that are in my dreams. This one is one of them. That was one in my dream. This was in my dream. This was in my dream. But I'm just showing you all the cards because there's just something that was in my dream also. There's just something about this deck that makes it an oddity. It's the energy. It's the fact that I dreamed some of these images way before I ever knew this existed. And not on one occasion either. It was several different occasions that I've had dreams of images in this deck. This is another one of the images. I've seen these images before, like in a dream. This is the main one. I was like, I freaked out. I was actually holding something and dropped it. Don't remember what it was. I think it was a book. Because this doorway in the side of this building is exactly exactly. I never even did a blog on the dream that I had. This is another image. And this is all the cards. That's how few cards there are. But, and this is kind of another image as well with the candle. I've had so many, like, a lot of this deck is a lot of dreams I've had with these exact images. And I'm like, how is that possible? How is that possible? And I'm just going to pull a card here. It's the Week card. And read you what it says in the book, because this is in French and English. Work, success, family, home, job offer, professional, comfort, harvest. Divination. Work is a very positive card announcing plenty, presents, acquisitions, and even a promotion on the professional level. It also evokes job opportunities, a windfall, and then past lives, hard worker, everything related to family. So it gives you a broad spectrum, but it narrows down. You could have been a farmer. You could have been somebody that just worked your tail off to provide for your family. And I find that interesting. Like the first card I pulled out of here, it was like you could have been a mortician or a bone setter. And I'm like, what? Like, that's crazy. Crazy. But that's why this deck is in that category for me. And I just thought I would show it to you guys because that was one of the reasons I was doing the tag, was to add this deck in there, and then I forgot it. But that's my brain today. Because it's Friday the 13th, which I'm uploading a tarot spread for that right now. So, but that is the Cartes Divinatories de Alegría. I also want to tell you guys another quick story. So, prior to March of 2020, because that's when COVID really hit our area hard, and everything shut down. Prior to that, I was doing a group meditation every Wednesday at my local metaphysical shop. It's still there, but they're still not doing the meditations anymore since March of 2020, which has been over 2 years now. I need it bad. I need to be held accountable, is what it is, to meditating, even if it's just once a week. But every week there, I was having these meditation experiences that were just something that was unexplainable, out of this world, divine intervention, whatever you want to call it, mystical, spiritual, psychic, whatever. And I had this meditation where, and that's weird because it would tie into this deck, because we were told to go into this area and then come out, and what did we see? Well, when I came out, I was standing at the base of what looked like a giant mountain, going straight up at an incline, but straight up. And in the side of it were these, somebody had grooved out steps in it. It was stone steps that were part of the mountain. And I started climbing it barefoot. It felt like hours that I've been climbing this for hours. Halfway up, I see a giant triangle like that with a hole in it. And I'm like, what is that? What is that? I get to the top and realize it's what's left of this ancient ruins of a temple. The triangle was on top, and I was like, what is that? I didn't know what it was, but I felt like I'd recognized the triangle. So I go into this temple, and it's got like the tower, the statue of Shiva coming down out of the, like at an angle towards you, out of the ceiling. There was a wooden owl. There's a couple other things. There was a fireplace, and there was a pillow at the base of the fireplace. Like, come sit. This is your space. Come and sit and enjoy your space. There was a bunch of other stuff that happened, but those were to me all different symbols of something that I had placed there purposefully. And when I came out of the meditation, a bunch of other stuff happened, but when I came out of the meditation, I felt like this is a place that in my very first life here, I had built as a place where future me's could come and meditate. That was my space that I had built, and every lifetime I was adding things to it. Every lifetime that I went there, because I didn't go there every lifetime. And I just found that interesting. But I've always wondered what that triangle meant. It has boggled me. I've done research, could not find anything until today. And I also felt, because it was in the midst of a jungle, like it was this ruins that was just in the middle of nowhere in this jungle up on this mountain top. And I always felt like it was like Peru or Ecuador, or it has something to do with the Incas or the Aztecs. Don't know why, but that's what I felt. So today I was looking through different things on YouTube, figuring out what I wanted to watch while I was doing my job. And I saw this video talking about the Andean cross. Now, the Andean cross, I've got cards with that in it. I'm going to show you what that is, if you don't know. It's also the sign, looks like the sign on the back of the, that's the Andean cross. Don't know anything about it. Didn't look anything into it, because this was not a triangle, right? Am I looking at the wrong thing? Yeah. So today, when I was skimming through YouTube, I came across this guy. And it's just out of the blue today, because I saw, what happened was I watched a walkthrough of one of my decks that had the Andean cross in it. I'm like, maybe if I look that up, I'll find out the information on the triangle, because the triangle is the same concept with a big circle in the middle, just like the Andean cross. And I'm like, they got to be from the same era somehow. But I found this. He's from 4 years ago. He posted this video. It's a guy talks about the Andean cross and the old mystery, and an old mystery symbol. And he starts talking about the Incas and the Aztecs, or the Incas, and these tribes, and how it was in Peru. And I'm like, what? What is happening? And then he said the thing that my mouth literally hit the floor over. I took pictures. I don't know where I put them. He showed, and I took a screenshot of it, that in the middle of, because that's the Andean cross, in the middle of the Andean cross, people always pointed out that there was a triangle, which would be a triangle with a circle in the middle. You're seeing that right there. And the triangle, the ancient tribes considered that the whole would be like the navel, the belly of life, where all life started. And then the triangle would be the duality between good and evil, light and dark, spirit and living. And I'm like, I got full body chills, because I'm like, that's what I was seeing, and that's what I felt in that moment of meditation. That's what I was feeling, is this between life and death. There was that meditation spot is this lingering moment between life and death. And I found that fascinating, that maybe that, I'm not saying it is, and I'm not saying that he believes any of that. He said, this is what I've been told through these different tribes that he's contacted. I just found that super fascinating. But maybe, I don't know, I was an Incan in a past life or something. I just found that very interesting. And then this is the deck that talks about what your occupation is in past lives. I just found that all fit and coerced together today. I just found it interesting. But if you guys have any other information on that, I'm always been fascinated with Peru, Argentina, Ecuador, all them areas in South America, in that area. I've always been fascinated. Like, what's that movie? Cyndi Lauper's in it. Vibes. I love that movie not because of their psychic or whatever. It's an 80s movie. If you haven't checked it out, it's cool. It's got Jeff Goldblum and Cyndi Lauper. It's pretty cool. I like quirky, weird movies like that. But it was more about the land. And once they got to, I think they're in Peru. When they get there, it's like I'm home, or I've been there. There was some kind of remembrance, and that's why I love watching that movie, because it's like I'm remembering something when I watch it. And I find it very odd. So if you guys have any other information on that, that would be great to know. I would love to know, especially on that triangle. Yeah, that's all I got for tonight. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, don't hesitate to comment below. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe. Now I can't hardly talk, so that's weird. And I'll see y'all later. Bye.